صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Inshallah, I want to continue reading from the book Mafatihul Hayat. We took a break from it because we were, thanking each other and appreciating each other. But inshallah, let's get back to this very important book. And we were talking, the last section that we were discussing was cleanliness and just, your well-being and health and all of those. So I want to actually finish this chapter today so that in the next session we can start talking about the food and drinks. So the etiquettes of what type of foods we should eat, what type of drinks we should drink, and all of that etiquettes basically. So today we want to wrap up this discussion. Previously we talked about how there are some things that will ruin your mental health, that will ruin your sense of well-being. And we said things like ujub. In this session, so today we want to talk about the importance of your spiritual strength, the strength of your heart. Not your physical heart, but the spiritual heart. So, number one thing that Imam Ali alayhi salam says that try to be aware and knowledgeable about what is happening around the world, in the world around you. Because that will give you not just strength physically, but also strength of your heart. It will strengthen your heart. It will make you make right decisions. Okay, it will help you make right and smart and wise decisions. Then he says, the Holy Prophet ﷺ says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not look at your wealth and how much money you have. When we all go to our grave, they will not ask how much money we had in our bank accounts. Allah doesn't care how much money you had in your bank account. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Holy Prophet says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at your heart and your actions. What did you do? Grade 7, 6 and 7, we talked about purification of the soul, purification of the soul, also purification of the heart, the self. The heart, the soul, the self, all of these are talking about the same thing. So this is what the Prophet is saying. Allah will look at your heart, look at your soul. He will not look at your money and all of those things. Now, there are some things that if you engage in these things, it will destroy your soul, it will destroy your heart, it will destroy your spirituality. I want you to listen to these because some of them are very scary. Number one is breaking promises. If you make a promise to your parents, to your friends, to your teachers, to the principal, to the admin, that I will not chew gum, or I will not, for example, bully someone, or I will not make fun of someone, and you say, Inshallah, Brother Ali, I won't do it again. And that's a promise. And then you go and you break this promise. This is one of the ways that you will weaken yourself. You are weakening yourself instead of purifying yourself. So this is the first thing that Allah has said. This is the first thing that the narration is saying. Second thing that will weaken your heart and weaken your soul is speaking a lot. Look at this very scary narration from the Holy Prophet. He says, فَإِنَّ كَثْرَةَ الْكَلَامِ بِغَيْرِ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ تَقْسُ الْقَلْبِ. That people who speak a lot and their speaking has nothing to do with the remembrance of God. They're just talk about random, useless, pointless things that have no purpose in life, no productive talk, no meaningful talk. It will make your heart very hard. It will make your heart very hard. Should you be hard-hearted or soft-hearted? Soft-hearted. You should be soft-hearted. So you want to become soft-hearted. So one of the things the Prophet is saying is better to not talk so much. Silence is very important. Silence is very important. Number 3 thing, this is also very scary. Number 3 thing, Imam Ali says that things that can harden your heart are people who think they're going to live forever. Sometimes we live our life as if we are here forever. You know, when I was talking about healthy eating today in class and body image and all of this, sometimes we say, oh, I'll fix it tomorrow, I'll change myself tomorrow. Tomorrow I will fix my time management. Tomorrow I will start eating healthy. Tomorrow I will we think there will be a tomorrow, but sometimes you never know. So to think that, you know, I have a long way to go, I will live 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. Imam Ali says, no, that will make your heart very hard. So you should not do that. Now, what are some of the things, and inshallah we will wrap up this chapter with this, what are some of the things that you can do? God forbid, some of us, you know, have a hard heart. God forbid. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and the Holy Prophet says that if you do these things, even the person with the hardest heart, his heart can change. If they do tawbah. What are those things? Number one thing is qira'at of the Quran. Quran recitation. Okay, just reading the Quran and thinking about what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran. Number two is remembering God at all times. We talked about taqwa, correct? Grade 6 and 7. We talked about taqwa. What did we say? Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. What did we say? We said that does Allah care about your color and size and weight and height and all of that? No. What does He care about? Your taqwa. Who is the best person in the eyes of Allah? Taqwa. Okay, so these are people who are always remembering God. Number three is making sure you are living around people who are sahiban fazilat, meaning people who are noble people. Don't hang around people who are not noble. Don't hang around people who do cheap things. Okay, by cheap I don't mean money, but like immature and shallow and lazy things. Be around people who are noble and dignified. How can you tell? You can tell by seeing how they speak, how they think. Are they people who are just always talking, laughing 24/7? Or are they people who are wise? You know, they laugh when it's time to laugh. They cry when it's time to cry. They are mature. This is Imam Ali is saying this, the Prophet is saying this. Be around people who talk about, look at what it says, guftugu ilmi. Those people who talk about smart things, intelligent things, academic things. See around you who are the students that actually talk about the homework, who talks about the class projects, who talks about character building, who talks about the theme of the month. If there's no one in your class that does that, that's a very serious issue. But if there is someone in the class that is like that, that's amazing. The Holy Prophet is saying, become their friends. They are the people who are going to keep you and your heart very soft, and they're going to give you the spiritual strength. Go and, one other thing is feeding the poor. Feeding the poor will make your heart soft, and taking care of orphans. Remember the Al-Ain Foundation came, and the Hope Foundation. So all of these are for charity for who? For orphans. Why do we want to help the orphans? Because it gives you spiritual strength. Correct? And taqwa and all of those things. So these are some of the things that the Holy Prophet and Imam Ali alayhi salam have said to us to do things that can keep your heart soft, and also to avoid the things that will make your heart very hard. Like talking a lot and wasting time and being around people who are not noble, who are just very, bad. So keep these reminders, inshallah, for yourself. Can we have a nice sounding salawat, please?